It's coffee time. And man, I had quite the epic Tetris day, let me tell you, internets. So today I got up, took a shower, I got all ready because I was going to be going to get lunch with a friend. And while I was just sitting around waiting, my mom was gone. She had stuff to do this morning. And I thought, I'll go hang out with my dad. Now, my dad, of course, has Tetris up all the time, ready to play. And I sat with him and he said, "Oh, what are you doing out here?" I said, "Well, I thought I'd come and say hi and play some Tetris." And he laughed and he said, I'm gonna play some Tetris. I see how it is. So I grabbed the controller and I start just kind of playing it a little bit, and he's chastising me for not using both buttons again. And I said, okay, I'll start on level 12 and I'll play up, right? I'll use the other button as much as I can. I'll get myself used to it on a slower level. And then, I'll just continue playing as much as I can beat them. My dad said, okay. So I kept playing, and a couple of them, once they got faster, like 17 I think I had to play twice, because I kept not using the button correctly, and then I'd get confused, and then I'd mess up everything. So a couple of the levels I had to play twice, but eventually I beat 18, and I was sitting there going, should I try 19? I haven't really tried it in a while. My dad said, sure, why not? You're just sitting here waiting. I said, you're right. I'm gonna try to play it level 19. First time I tried playing it, I got down to 9 lines left. And that was far too close. That was far too close, you guys. I said, I could beat this. I did okay. I could beat this if I really tried. Which turned into probably a half an hour straight of me in Tetris zone. I was focused. I was in it. You know how there's like a curve. You start off and you're just playing it for fun. And then you do okay. You do pretty good. And then you decide, I have to keep playing this. I have to keep playing this. So you're getting so into the zone, and then you plateau at the zone for a while. You're just doing so good every time. The closest that I got was 3 lines left. 3 lines left, which almost killed me. It was so heartbreaking to stop playing, because you can't look. You don't have time to look. You're too busy, you're too focused. And when you die, when you mess it up, and you look to see how many lines you have left, and it's 3. Oh my gosh, my heart. I was doubled over laughing because it was so ridiculous, and my dad just laughed with me. But then he said something that gave me new fire. He said, what if, while we're sitting here, you beat it? That would be so cool to just sit here and see you beat it when you haven't played it in a long time. You haven't beat this in years. So I just kept playing it. I was like, that would be cool. That would be so cool. So I just kept playing it. But again, it's a curve. So you're plateaued at the zone, and then you just fall out of the sky like a bird. That was when I wasn't focused on it anymore. I was just playing, but I wasn't really trying. I was in another world. My dad and I were talking. That's when you kind of know when both people are silent, you're both in the zone, the viewer zone and the player zone. You're just so in awe of what's going on the screen. And eventually my dad and I were discussing things. And that was when I realized I'm not really focused on this anymore. I'm not in the zone anymore. So I set it down. He said, "Are you done?" I said, "Yeah." And he just shakes his head and goes like this and says, "It'll drive you mad." It was so intense. He was like, "It'll just drive you crazy. It'll drive you mad." I was like, I know. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it right here. So, in all this time, I thought that my friend was going to show up because I had no way to drive there. So he had to drive all the way out here to see me, which I felt so bad about. But everything I heard outside, I thought to myself, oh, please don't let that be him. Please don't let that be him. I have things to do. There's a lot going on in the garage right now. Please don't let that be him when I'm doing so well at Tetris. And he didn't show up until I was already done. After I'd already given up and set it down, and I said, I'm done. I'm done with you. I'll come back later and I'll beat you. It'll be fine. But man, that entire time I was so on edge. Like, please don't show up. Please let me stay focused. So many things need to align right now for me to beat this game, and I just never did. But then I got to eat a lot of food, and that worked out so well. There's a diner that's in town that most of the time when I'm home, my mom and my dad and I all go to this diner. And I realized today that I hadn't gone to it since I'd been home. So when he got here, I said, yo, you want to get some diner food? He said, yeah, because I went to college with him, and basically every place that the theater kids would go was a diner place. It was all diners. We just love them. I don't know what it is about them. I have such a soft spot in my heart because growing up, we had a little diner that we went to all the time. And then I went to college, and there were 2 separate diners that we would alternate because I just loved them. Like, I love just breakfast food and coffee, and I just love it. So I was really excited to go there after being so excited and then being so let down and then being able to go and eat a lot of food. It was really great. It was really wonderful. And my stomach is finally all sorted out, I think. I think my stomach is finally in a good, even place, which is really nice. So I ate all the food, came home, and then I just chilled. My mom and I did a bunch of crossword puzzles on the couch. It was great. And I went on the bike for a while. They have one of those little indoor exercise bikes, and it's right in front of the TV. So you can just sit there. It's also right next to the couches. So somebody on the couch can have a nice, pleasant conversation with somebody that's on the bike. So I sat on the bike for, I think, 30 minutes. It's the best when you can space out. If you have a TV show on that you're just so enwrapped with, or if you're having a good conversation with somebody on the couch. I was just on the bike, just pedaling forever. And then I looked and realized I had been on there for 20 minutes, and I said, I can go another 10. So I did. It was awesome. It was wonderful. My mom did not realize I had been on there for that long. She's like, what strength are you? Because it's got like levels to it. She's like, what number are you on? Oh, I'm only on 6. It goes up to 8, and 8 is, when you first start, you're like, 8's not bad. And then after a while, you just hate it. So I had it on 6. Yeah. She's like, oh, okay, good. Because, if you haven't worked those muscles in a while, and then you do it for a really long time when it's on a high difficulty, sometimes your legs just don't like that. They get really upset with you later, or maybe you get really sore later. I got up and my legs were a little bit jelly, and my entire back was sweaty, which was really attractive. But it was fine because it felt like I exercised, which was good. Oh, also, I said this in a comment, but I didn't say it on a video. I'm going to walk around my property right after this, actually. I'm going to walk around my property and kind of show you guys around, and I'll upload that tomorrow. So that'll be a fun coffee time because you guys have asked about the garden and the orchard and everything. Our property's really pretty. There are some areas that, like, the lawns are typically mowed a lot, but because it's been either really hot or just raining here, it's almost impossible to mow because you overheat so quickly, or the ground is too wet and you just can't mow. So there are things like that, but oh man, the whole orchard area looks so pretty. The whole garden area looks so pretty, and I just love our house. I'd love to just walk around with the flip cam and show you guys that. So I think I'm going to do that tomorrow. That way, once I get home, it'll be a fun thing for me to vlog too, because I'll be like, oh, I miss Oregon already, and then I can edit through that and be like, oh, my house is so pretty. So that's the plan. That's what I'm going to do right after this. It's going to be great. But I hope you guys had an awesome day, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye. Mwah! Hope that I don't put this up on Press Hard on accident. I don't think I will. But you never know, really.